Welcome to the Explainer, data engineers and architects. If you're running Oracle Fusion Cloud applications, you absolutely know the core tension we face every single day. I'm talking about trying to pull massive volumes of data without accidentally triggering a late-night pager alert because you just crushed the live database. Well, today, we're looking at Oracle's brand new strategy for modernizing data extraction. We're going to step away from those legacy constraints and finally give your live applications the room they need to breathe.
Okay, let's dive into this technical roadmap. We're going to quickly cover legacy data extraction headaches, then move into understanding the ROD's architecture, the new extraction tool itself, essential setup and security, how to build and run your extracts, and finally, automating your new pipeline. Starting with Section 1, Legacy Headaches and Data Extraction Pain. If you've spent any time at all building extraction pipelines with BI Cloud Connector or BICC, you know the drill. It's reliable, sure, but you're wrestling with a legacy UI, relying on incredibly complicated views and putting a heavily high load on your app's database. But the new data extraction tool, it's a total game changer. It shifts over to a sleek Redwood UI, utilizes perfectly clean business object views, and boasts very high performance. And the absolute best part? It places a near-zero load on the app's database. Let's move to Section 2, the RODS architecture, looking under the hood. So you might be wondering, how exactly does Oracle pull off this near-zero load magic? Well, the secret sauce is RODS, which stands for Read Optimized Data Store. Now, it's crucial to understand that RODS isn't some standalone product you buy. It's an architectural layer built right in on autonomous AI lakehouse technology. It acts as a continuously refreshed, read-optimized replica of Fusion's transactional data. The whole idea here is separation of concerns. Your extraction workloads query this replica, meaning they literally never compete with your live transactions. To see how data actually gets into RODS in near real time, we have to look at Oracle GoldenGate's change data capture process. It's a straightforward three-step flow. First, GoldenGate captures changes, your inserts, updates, deletes, directly from the Fusion database's redo logs, not the live tables themselves. Second, those changes are written out to trail files and transported. And third, a process applies those changes to the RODS environment. Because this is log-based, there is a slight lag, maybe seconds to minutes. But for bulk extraction, that's perfectly acceptable and a tiny price to pay to protect your live environment. Section 3, the new extraction tool, going beyond legacy BIC. We need to clarify exactly where this new tool fits into your broader ecosystem. It is not designed to replace OTBI for human-readable ad hoc analytics, and it definitely doesn't replace BI Publisher for formatted reporting like invoices. Instead, it is the direct next-generation replacement for BICC. It exists specifically for system-to-system bulk extraction. But again, rather than hammering the live database like BICC, it safely and quietly queries RODS. You'll also notice a big shift in how we actually ask for this data. Instead of writing raw SQL, users now write in BQL, or Business Object Query Language. Now, if you're sitting on a massive library of custom SQL, take a breath. Don't panic. Oracle introduced an AI-assisted query transformer agent. Think of it like a smart assistant that helps convert and validate your existing custom SQL directly into BQL, which paves the way for a drastically smoother migration. Let's jump into Section 4, Setup and Security, to get you started. Shifting from theory to practice for a minute, you need to know this tool is strictly opt-in and actually hidden by default. To even see it, an administrator has to first enable it in the Fusion Setup Manager, specifically under the manufacturing offering. But that's just step one. You then have to submit a support request to Oracle. When you do, just set the category to Custom Reports and Analytics and the subcategory to Data Extraction. Once Oracle processes your ticket, you got to configure your security. Here is the exact administrator profile value you need to enable at the site level. It's ORA_ASE_SAS integration enabled. You just set this to yes, and that ensures your security console can actually talk to and integrate with the external application. Right after that, you'll head over to the security console to create a custom job role. Now, Oracle highly advises creating this from scratch just to maintain really strict security control. When you're setting this up, make absolutely sure the Enable Permission Groups box is checked. You'll find it right under the role category dropdown. So, the crucial point is this. Your custom role needs very specific hierarchies attached to it. You absolutely must add ESS admin,
the extract transform load role, and the supply chain integration specialist job role. Without these specific hierarchy roles, your users simply won't have the permissions they need to run or even monitor the extracts.
Moving right along to Section 5, building extracts and creating your pipeline.
With all that administrative red tape finally out of the way, once your security changes propagate, which, can take a few minutes, you'll see data extraction pop up under the Tools menu in your navigator. The app itself is cleanly divided into 3 really simple sections: extract definitions, where you build the queries, extract schedules for your recurring jobs, and extract jobs for monitoring the runs. Let's look at how this actually builds. When you create an extract definition, the flow is super intuitive. You just choose a functional area, let's say order management, select your specific object, and then pick your attributes. A massive benefit here is that it fully supports your custom, descriptive, and extensible flex fields, your DFFs and EFFs. Once you've got those selected, you just pick whether you want the output in CSV or JSON format. It's really that straightforward. Currently, the tool supports over 1,100 business objects, and Oracle expects this to grow to roughly 1,650 objects in the upcoming releases. However, because coverage isn't fully at 100% just yet, verifying object-level parity with your existing BICC extracts is an absolutely vital first step before you even think about pulling the plug on BICC. Finally, Section 6, automating pipelines and delivery to OCI. Okay, so we've defined the extract, but how do we actually get the data out? When a batch job finishes, you don't just get a raw dump of data. And this brilliantly illustrates what you actually receive: a zipped package containing your data file, like a dense CSV, right alongside a metadata file detailing row counts and parameters. But notice where it lands. It is securely delivered into Fusion's built-in Universal Content Management System, or UCM. Now, here's the biggest architectural shift from BICC. The new tool does not natively push data directly to OCI object storage for you. Instead, you have to build a custom automation layer. You're going to use Fusion's identity provider, IDCS OAuth, to securely call the batch API, pull for the job's completion, download the zip file from UCM, and finally upload it to your OCI bucket using the OCI SDK. Basically, you own the delivery hop. So, I'll leave you with this. Is your data team ready to pilot the migration off legacy tools? And more importantly, which of your low-risk big extracts will you pilot first tomorrow? Because this is early release and strictly opt-in, the smartest move for sure is a phased approach. Start with those low-risk extracts, validate that your new UCM to OCI custom pipeline works flawlessly, and make absolutely sure your data matches your existing BIC outputs before you completely retire your legacy systems. Getting your heavy extraction workloads off your live database is a massive win for performance. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and happy building!